Hello, welcome to the Stocks and Shares Investment Masterclass. My name is Lucky Johnson. All right, before we commence, I want to quickly state this. This is not the masterclass like you know. I want you to see this as a discussion between you and I, okay? There is something I know about investing in the stocks and shares of Nigerian companies and other companies across the world that I want to show you, and how you too can make a lot of profit, a lot of money from it as well. But as you can see below my screen here, about 2,600 people have gone through this masterclass in the last few weeks. All right, and of course, you are going to be one of those who will be getting this valuable lesson even in this masterclass. Okay, so this is just an highlight of my portfolio. I just selected just a few to show to you that I've been doing this for a while right here. So on the left, you can see there's a particular company right here. Of course, I had to blank out the name for some reasons. I have about 150,000 shares with this particular company, and I've earned 40.20% profit in just 3 weeks. In just 3 weeks, 40.20%. And on the right, you can see there is another company right there. I have about 223,877 units of shares with this company, and in 4 weeks, I have earned 68.32% profit from this company's share. All right, but I'm not the only one benefiting from it. There are many others actually, and of course, this is an highlight from some of my students. Some of them just began at 4 weeks back, 3 weeks back, and I just decided to share some of their testimonies. As you can see, this one on the left right here, it has gained about 37.38% from this particular company's shares, 37.38%, and the one at the middle has gained a total of 53.65%. That's the total return, as you can see below the screen right there. And the one on the right here is actually doing well, but it just started small. This is one of his portfolio, and he has gained 41.72% from this company's stock. Okay, so what is my objective in this masterclass or this discussion? One of my objectives is to help you understand how the stocks and shares investment industry works. Okay, there are many people who do not know how investing in stocks and shares actually work. Sometimes when you make posts on Facebook and other social media platforms, people argue, oh, you are lying, you are this. I did a post one time on Facebook of how Transcorp Hilton Hotel shares grew by 1,000% in 2023, and a lot of people began to argue left, right, center, until I began to show them proof. And I thank God there were other people who came to also validate that what I posted was really true. So there are people who do not know what the stocks and shares investment industry is about. All right, no matter your level of knowledge of investing in the stocks and shares industry, I am going to show you everything from scratch. In fact, the explanation I'm going to be giving by the grace of God is going to be so basic that even a primary school pupil can actually understand what I'm talking about. All right, but then after this, I also want to show you how to start your stocks and shares investment journey to wealth creation. It is not enough for you to just receive the information I am going to share in this masterclass, but then I'm going to show you the step-by-step procedure on how you too can start, and in the next 1 week, in the next 1 month, you begin to see results. Like I showed you just now, those my students are I think one of the screenshots I shared, the guy is just about 3 weeks in this particular investment journey, and he has made over 30% profits. Can you imagine that? And of course, this second part, I need to really state this clearly, all right, from the onset. You will need to take a very important action at the end of this training to start investing in highly profitable shares with 50% profit and above. You need to take an action, and it is not free. I have to state this. The first part, where I will show you how everything works, is free. But the second part, when you now have to start, taking the step to start making money out of the industry, it is not free. All right. if you actually comply, if you know you are in agreement with the second part. I mean, if you know you are going to take action, if I'm able to really show you practically how you'll be able to make a lot of money from investing in stocks and shares, if you know you are going to take that action, I want you to type in the comment section below, deal. Type deal in the comment section below. All right, thank you so much. I know you are someone who likes to take action and not just somebody who likes to receive only information. So let's go on now that we are clear on that. So who am I and why should you listen to me? Besides my portfolio that I've shown you before, revealing that actually I've made some results from investing in stocks and shares, maybe I should just do a little introduction about myself. Like I said, my name is Lucky Johnson. I am a husband, a father, an entrepreneur, and a wealth creation coach. I teach how to make, manage, and multiply money. That's what I teach people, and that is what I do for a living. Now, besides being a graduate of accounting, I have been deeply mentored in the area of financial management and wealth creation by some of the brightest minds in the industry. So I'm not just here to share, guesswork with you. No, I'm coming to reveal to you very practical, actionable steps that you can take, and in 1 month you begin to see results. In 6 months, your story, your financial life would have begun to experience some level of change. All right. Of course, I started my investment journey about 5 years ago. I've been in the financial sector actually, but then I properly started about 5 years ago, and I've been able to raise good amount of money to undertake some significant capital intensive projects for myself and for my family. And I've also helped some of my students to do that. One of my students, as of last year or thereabout, I was able to help him raise funds to start a transportation business, although with one car. Was able to get a car, got a driver, and now the guy is making money. So this is part of the things that I actually do. So in a nutshell, this is exactly what I am going to help you do. All right, in this training, I'm going to show you how to raise significant amount of money for specific projects through investment in stocks and shares. So no matter the plans that you have, your dreams, your business, whatsoever it is, your children, your family, I'm going to be showing you how to raise a lot of money through investment in stocks and shares so that you too can have your own slice from the capital gains. Okay, so these are some of my training sessions. Actually, this is what I do. Like I said, I engage trainings, master classes like this, both online and offline. And as you can see right here, the one at the extreme right, we had a training at Port Harcourt at Dominion Castle. If you know Port Harcourt, you should know Dominion Castle. It is owned by Senator George Sekebo. So I was hosted by him and then a couple of other facilitators in Port Harcourt. And below right here, at the left extreme, you can see that was a training I had in Benin City. It was a recharge card printing and distribution training. By the way, let me quickly say this. It is part of the bonus I'm going to be giving you, part of the gifts. I mentioned I'm going to give a giveaway. Yes, it is part of the giveaway that I mentioned that I'm going to give, especially to those who stay to the end of the training. So there is a course I have, a complete package training that I have, masterclass on how to print recharge cards and then to distribute them and of course make some money from there. If you're interested, that particular package is for you. I'm reserving it and I'm going to give it out to you at the end of this training. And then at the middle here, at the bottom, that was a training at Ondo. Yes, we had a training at Ondo. And then, of course, at the bottom right extreme, still that training at Port Harcourt. And many others. I've had trainings in Asaba and some other states, not to waste your time. So let's get to business. All right, so this was when I actually started investing in stocks and shares. My portfolio was not looking very nice, but at least God has helped us till today. And yeah, this was just my portfolio many years ago actually, but I'm not ashamed to share this because these are the days of little beginning, and today God is helping us. All right, so it doesn't matter where you are starting from, okay? But then I want us to begin from the foundation. What are shares? What are shares? Okay, now this is the definition from Investopedia, all right? But I'm going to be breaking it down to the barest minimum that you can understand. Now, shares are units of equity ownership in a corporation. This is grammar. This is grammar. So let me give you my own definition. All right. Now, in its simplest term, shares refer to a portion of ownership that you have in a company, a portion of ownership that you have in a company. So, in other words, if you buy the shares of a company like GT Bank, automatically you have become one of the owners of GT Bank. It doesn't matter how many units of shares you have. Even if it is just 10 that you have in GT Bank, you are automatically one of the owners of that particular company. That is what it actually means, okay? So that means anytime the company makes profit, you have a share in that profit, no matter how big or how small. So this share of the profit that you receive is what we call dividend. Okay, I'm going to talk more on that later on. Okay, so you can buy the shares of different companies in Nigeria and of course across the globe, but I'm focused right now in Nigeria stocks. Okay, you can buy the shares of different companies from as low as 50 kobo per unit to as high as 1,000 naira per unit. It simply means that with 1,000 naira you can start investing even today. That is what it simply means. Okay, now these are various companies listed in the Nigerian Stock Exchange market that you can buy shares from. Okay, so let's take this example right here to make it very practical. Now, as of the time I was putting the slide for this training together, the price of GT Bank's shares was actually 46 naira per unit. So you can decide to buy 100 units of GT Bank shares. And when you buy 100 units of GT Bank shares, that will cost you 4,600 naira. Okay, so 100 units times 46 naira. That's how it is calculated. If the price of the company share is 1 naira and you are buying, 100 units, it's simply 100 naira, just like that. Then, as of the time, of course, that I was putting this training together, the price of Tantalizer shares was 0.38 naira per unit, which is 38 kobo per unit. So if you decide to buy the same 100 units of Tantalizer shares, it will only cost you 38 naira. Can you see how cheap that is? Just a few days ago, I bought shares of about 70 naira, just 70 naira. So no matter how little the amount of money you have, you can start investing in the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Okay, so that means if you want to buy 10,000 units of Tantalizer shares, it will only cost you 3,800 naira. Can you imagine 10,000 units just costing 3,800 naira? This is so amazing. All right, but then the bottom line of this is that you can buy shares if you have as low as 1,000 naira or even less. That is the bottom line actually. So how does the stock market work? I know you're already asking, how does it work? So how do I get to make profit from stocks and shares investment? There are different ways you can make money from stocks and shares. All right, there are different ways, but I want to narrow down to two principal ways. Number one is through capital gain, and then number two is through dividend. Remember I mentioned dividend before. Do you remember? Yeah. So the first part is capital gain. What is capital gain? The increase in the value of an asset relative to the price that was originally paid for it. I will explain that. But what is dividend? The distribution of corporate profit to qualified shareholders as determined by the company's board of directors. It's quite clear, but let me break it down very well. Now, capital gain is simply when the price of the shares of a company goes up. When the price of a company's share increase in value, you automatically make profit. You make gain. Okay, so let me give you an example. If you buy 10,000 units of GT Bank shares at 46 naira per unit, it would cost you, of course, as of the time I was putting this training together, it would have cost you 460,000 naira. That is 10,000 units times 46. That's 460,000 naira. Then, if the price of that particular company, that GT Bank shares, if the price goes up from 46 naira to 50 naira per unit by tomorrow, you will automatically have 500,000 naira in your account balance. Okay, that's 10,000 units times 50 naira. Instead of 460,000 naira, you will now have 500,000 naira. You know what that means? It simply means that you would have gained a profit of 40,000 naira in just 24 hours. 40,000 naira in just 24 hours. Now, my portfolio that I showed you just now, I had about 68% within 4 weeks. I made 125,000 naira plus in 4 weeks without doing anything. I just invested and left my money. That's how the stock market works. All right, but that is actually capital gain, because the price of the company shares continued to move until I was able to make about 68.32% within just about 28 days or 30 days or thereabouts. So let's talk about before we talk about the second part, let me just show you a few things now. It is possible for the price of a company's share to go up by 10% to 50% in 24 hours. The last time I had a training like this, somebody was trying to counter the things I was saying. I just smiled, because people speak from the standpoint of their knowledge, all right, or otherwise. Because when I say that a company share can move between 10% to 50%, I'm not saying it is guaranteed that every day it will keep happening, but I'm telling you that it is possible. Yes, it is possible. I've seen 20% in one day. I've seen 46% in one day. All right. So these are things that we know. These are things that we have handled and we have even benefited from. But I'm not trying to say this to just increase your expectations, that the moment you start today, tomorrow you make 50%. It's not true. That is not what I'm saying. I have to be very sincere with you. But what I'm saying is that when I pick some very specific company shares and recommend them to you, I can tell you that within a month you would have seen results. I'm telling you, within a month you would have seen results between 10% to 50%, at least within that circle. Within that circle, of course. So that means if you have 10,000 units of GT Bank shares at 46 naira per unit, which is a total of 460,000 naira, and the price of the share goes up by 50%. I'm not saying that it will happen. I'm just saying, for example, if it happens like that, you will make an additional 23 naira per share. So let's do the math. 50 divided by 100, which is 50%, times 46, that is 23 naira per share. That is the gain you are going to make per unit of your shares. All right, so the new price you will now have will be 46 naira plus 23 naira, which is what? 69 naira. So let's multiply this 69 naira per share by the 10,000 units that you have. It simply means that you have 690,000 naira. Can you imagine that? So that is a whopping sum of 230,000 naira in just 24 hours. A profit of 230,000 in 24 hours. All right. This does not happen every day. Of course, Christmas doesn't show up every day. But I can tell you, yes, there are cases whereby you can make 10%, 20% and above, even within a week or less than. All right. So let's look at dividend. Like I said before, dividend is simply a portion of the company's profit that is paid to you as a shareholder. This is different from your capital gain. Your capital gain, it can come to you, the thing keeps adding daily. All right, like that. If you want to sell it and withdraw your money, it's fine. But in terms of this dividend, it is paid quarterly. All right, and there are some companies that pay maybe once a year, twice a year, as the case may be. So it's simply the portion of the company's profit that is paid to you because you are a shareholder. Okay, so let's take example. If you have 10,000 units of GT Bank shares and it is time for the company to pay dividends to its shareholder. Now, if the company decides to pay 2 naira, this is an example. All right, I think GT Bank paid more than 2 naira. I think 2.7 naira or so the last time they paid dividend. But let's assume they paid 2 naira as dividend, okay, or earning per share. You will receive a total of 20,000 naira. That is 10,000 naira or 10,000 units rather times 2 naira. Okay, so you get that now. So dividend is different from the capital gain you are going to be making. Can you see that there are a lot of channels through which you make money when you invest in stocks and shares? This is so amazing. So let's move on. Okay, so how to invest in the share market. Now, I want to know whether you have been following what we have been discussing so far. If you have been following, I want you to type in the comment section below, following. Type in the comment section below. Let me know. I want to get a feedback from you. Are you following? All right. So if you have done that, thank you. So let's go on. So how do you invest in the share market? So that's what we are going to look at right now. How to invest in the shares of a company or any company in Nigeria. So the following are the step-by-step procedure you need to follow to start investing in the shares of any company in Nigeria and of course around the world. Number one, you need to create a stocks and shares investment account with a stock brokerage firm. You cannot walk into the banks, maybe GT Bank, and say, I want to buy shares. Many of the bankers, they may not even, be able to help you out, except maybe those who invest. But what I'm saying in a nutshell is that you may not be able to buy inside the company, except in rare cases like maybe a public offer. All right, but we'll talk about all of that later on. I don't want to talk about technical things. All right, I just want to show you very practical steps on how to get into this industry. All right, and if you have been there, maybe how to also maximize your potential for profit. So the first thing you need to do is to create an account. All right, that's what you need to do. So to create an account, you will need to fill a form. All right, so that form can be sent to your email, or there are other times whereby the company creates a platform where you can fill the form and do everything. Then you are going to provide documents like your ID card, your NIN, the national identity number actually, then your BVN, bank verification number, utility bill, which is your NEPA bill, and then passport photograph. All right, but then the requirements based on the companies may differ. Maybe one or two documents may not be included and all of that, but these are the basic requirements. So once you have created your account, the next thing you want to do is complete all the necessary documentations with your stockbroker. Yes, you need to verify your account. There are people who just jump on and then they create an account and they want to start investing and they realize that, they cannot move further. Why? Your account is not only created but needs to be verified. All right, and there are practical steps to verifying your account. Otherwise, you will not be able to invest. This is very important. Okay, very, very important. So most stock brokerage firms will ask you to do some verifications, like I said, and upload some documents that I listed above. So you will also need to link your bank account to your shares investment account. You need to connect your bank account so that when you sell your shares, you can withdraw your money and it goes to your bank account just within a short period of time. Yeah. So the third step is, after you have created your account and you have verified everything, what do you do next? Deposit money from your bank account into your stocks and shares investment account. You can deposit as low as 1,000 naira to as much as 1 million naira and above. All right, so it doesn't matter how much you currently earn, whether you are an employee or whether you are a businessman, you can be an investor. Everybody can be an investor. Yes, it is very possible. But then you need to note that your stock brokerage firm will charge you a small fee for deposit. Actually, that fee is being paid to Paystack, because that is the payment gateway that most of these organizations use. So just a little fee, very small. Okay, so the next thing you need to do once you have deposited money is to search for companies with profitable shares to buy. This is where expert advice comes. If you just create your investment account and then you begin to look at this company because it is popular, you buy. You look at the next one, MTN, popular, you buy. You look at the next one, you buy, because there are companies that are popular. A popular company may not make you money. You may not gain any profit from a popular company. Yes, I won't mention names, but there are shares that I bought some 2-3 years back that I regretted buying. Why? Because I saw that these companies were popular. So, let me jump in, and when I bought them, I made a little profit and then they began to decline. Yes, there are dynamics to operating the stock market actually. But what I'm telling you is that you need expert advice. There are people who have come to me and say, I've been investing since the last 1 year. But how do you do it? You see that? Why? Because they have not been getting results. It's not enough to just create an account and jump in and see. The stock that I recommended to my students in just 3-4 weeks ago that I've made them at least 30%. It was based on expert analysis that I picked that stock. The company is not popular. If I mention the name, you may not even know the company. That's the point. So it's not about being popular or not. It's about your understanding of the factors that govern the growth of the value of a share or otherwise. All right, so let's go to the next point now. Once you search for companies with profitable shares, what do? You buy them. But you need to take your time to make research. But if you do not have the expertise to make such research, you need professionals to guide you. And of course, that is why I'm here. All right. So it doesn't matter what level you are. I'm here to really help you. And that is why you are part of this masterclass right now. And of course, kudos to you. So let's go to the next point. Once you identify companies that have profitable shares, the next thing you do is what? Buy the quantity of shares you can afford. Don't be intimidated. I know you looked at some of my portfolio, some stocks from my portfolio just now. You're like, wow, 200,000 units of shares. No, I didn't start like that. So you can start with as small as 10 units, 100 units, 1,000 units. And then my advice for investors is that continue to invest gradually for the long term. That's how investments grow. It is true. It's just recently that I can pull out as much as 100,000 and just buy a company shares today, 200,000. But it wasn't always like that. I must admit it. It wasn't always like that. Okay, so buy the quantity you can afford. All right. And of course, when you are buying, please note that your brokerage firm will also charge you a small fee. It's the commission that, because you cannot, like I said before, you can't walk into a company and say you want to buy shares from them. You buy shares through your stockbroker from the stock market. So those companies, they list their company, in the Nigerian stock exchange market. So when you want to buy shares, you now go through your stockbroker. All right. So that's why you have to create an account with them. So they are the ones that now help you to buy it. But in any case, you are still the one buying it too. You are still the one buying it, but you are buying it through your stockbroker. Okay. So now let's go further. What is the next thing once you buy the quantity of shares you can afford? Wait and make some profit in form of what? Capital gain and dividend. I hope you remember what capital gain is again. Yes. The increase in the value of the price of the company shares. And then what about dividend? It is actually the portion of the profits that you are paid. Yes, I know you remember that. So once you have bought the amount of shares you can afford, like I said, please, you have to be patient. See, investment in stocks and shares is not MMM. It's not Ponzi scheme. It's not put 10K, tomorrow you get 20K. Put 20K next week. No, that's not what it is. This is a legitimate, investment vehicle backed up by the power of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and for other countries backed up by the power of their government, the government of that country. So it's a legitimate investment. All right. So you can make as much as 10% to 50% profit in one day, in 1 week, or 1 month. Please, I am not saying you will make 50% in 1 day, because when I saw that comment from that guy, when people make certain kinds of comments, you just smile and reserve your words, because people don't really understand context before they respond to things. I'm not saying you will make 50% in 1 day, but it is guaranteed that when I recommend stocks for you and you follow my recommendation as, an expert, a professional, it is impossible for you not to get between 10 to 50% in 1 month. Yes, I'm telling you, within that frame. Okay, but let me sound this warning before we go further. All right, it is so unfortunate, but it is true. You can also make loss to the point of losing a large chunk of your money or even all of your money in the stock market. How? When you don't make research and you just buy the shares of any company. The moment you buy it and the company's, the value of the share price begins to go down. At the end of the day, you lose your money. You keep losing money. That is why you cannot afford to just jump in and then start doing it yourself. You need proper guidance. Okay, but let me say this again. You can make between 10% to 50% profit within a month. It is still possible. All right. So the last thing, once you have made profits, what do? It is time to sell your shares and withdraw your money to your bank account. As simple as that. It depends on you. Please be conservative. There are two things that I always tell my students. You must avoid these two extremes. Number one extreme is fear. What if I lose my money? I don't want to invest. That's fear. You have to avoid it. And then you also have to avoid greed. There are people that by the time they now put in their money and they now make 10%, wow, they are happy. They make 20%, wow, they are happy. And then because of greed now, they go and sell all their property and put everything. That is not what I am advising at all. I guide my students to be conservative, to be strategic in their approach, not to be greedy. Yes. So what does this mean? You need to target a specific percentage. For instance, you can say, once I make 20% from this company's share, boom, I sell and remove my money. You can do that. The moment you get 20%, you can sell and pull out your money. The company share may continue to rise. Oh, yes. But then what I do in our investors community is that my students come to me and say, sir, is it okay to sell today? I've made 30%. Oh. And I look and say, from my analysis, this company share will continue to do well. Hey, hold on for the next 1 week. And they hold on. From 30, they have moved to 40%. But there are times I look and say, no, something is wrong at some point. Sell now. They sell and they correct their 20%. So that is it. It's as simple as that. So please do not be greedy, and also do not let fear hold you back from maximizing your potential of making money from the stock market. Okay, so have you been getting value from this training so far? If you have been getting value, please type value in the comment section below. All right, and of course, if you don't mind, click the subscribe button on this YouTube channel. Of course, if you have been getting value, click the subscribe button right now. And of course, you can turn on the notification bell. Okay, because when you turn on the notification bell and you subscribe, when I upload, because I upload videos on financial management and wealth creation, and then opportunities generally on finances and wealth creation. When you subscribe and you turn on the notification bell, what happens is that you will get notified by YouTube anytime I upload a video. And maybe when we're having other trainings, maybe different from investment in stocks and shares, you will be able to get notification, and then you can join us in the training, watch the video, get the value, take advantage of the opportunity. All right, so type value right now, and if you have not clicked the subscribe button, click it right now, subscribe, turn on the bell notification, and then if you have done that, let's go forward. All right, so I know you have been enjoying everything I've been sharing so far. Now, I want to introduce to you the Stocks and Shares Investment Masterclass course. This is the part 2 that I told you about when we started. Remember when I told you my objective? Everything I've shared so far, free. You didn't have to pay for it. But this part, you need to take action. And the action is not free. Okay? Now, I know how difficult it can be when you try to do something for the first time by yourself. All right, I know how difficult it can be. I've tried learning how to drive and it wasn't easy. All right, and of course, some people have tried it. You may have tried it, right? It wasn't easy. Now, look at this lady right here. She's almost crying because, I mean, probably she's just faced with a big lorry right now, learning how to drive. But because she has a coach in the car, at least she has a little level of confidence. Can you see what the guy is doing? The coach is trying to help her control the steering so that she does not make a mistake and then get crashed with another vehicle. Okay, so that is what a coach does. So you definitely need a coach as far as investing in the stocks and shares of different companies in Nigeria is concerned. People who started investment 3 years ago, like a man who has been invested for the past, I think, 10 years. Yes, 10 years. I was shocked. This man is over 50 years old. The man came to my DM and said, sir, I have been investing for the past 10 years, but from, your explanation and everything, I need you to guide me. Why? The man was using the, regular stockbroker, goes to their office, buy shares. It was the analog system. He needed to come into the digital system. This is 21st century. And of course, a lot of things have been digitalized. Okay, so you actually need a coach in order for you to leverage everything that is available in this industry. So this course is a perfect guide for stock market investment. All right, and of course, this is an highlight actually of the things you are going to be receiving, but then I'm going to be more detailed about it. So now you may be asking, why should I get the Stocks and Shares Investment Masterclass course? Why should I get it? I can run along and go and do it myself. Let me show you something very quickly. Okay, now look at this. The course is hosted on Seller. Okay, now look at this. I want to show you a few things right now. The reason why you need to get this course. Now, this is the course content as you can see right here. Okay, now it has a total duration of 3 hours 55 minutes. I devoured everything as far as investing in stocks and shares in Nigeria is concerned. I dealt with everything. Of course, I did a little introduction in module 1. In module 2, as you can see here, I talked about the how cube of wealth creation. It's not just about starting investment. No, there are dynamics, there are principles you need to understand. Okay, so the how cube here, I titled it how cube because it was the acronym I had to come up with. How cube, okay, is simply how to make money, how to manage money, and then how to multiply money. If you take this course, I assure you, you will begin to create not just create wealth through investment. You will learn new ways on how to begin to make money, and as you begin to make money, you will learn how to manage your money. Okay, and then you learn how to invest, which is the ultimate. And then in module 3, I talked about developing investment mindset. There are mindsets you need to develop as an investor. That is why a lot of people started, they were not making profit. Like somebody told me that he bought some shares and he didn't make a dime because he was not properly guided. Okay, so developing investment mindset, I really dealt with this, and this module alone is going to change your perception about money, about wealth creation, about riches, about prosperity. It's going to turn your mindset around. Okay, and then in module 4, I talked about how to create your stocks and shares investment plan. I showed my student how to have a plan. See, with this plan, you can raise ₦1 million in 6 months. I kid you not. I've tried it and it works. My students have tried it and it works. I can show you a plan on how to raise ₦1 million in 1 year, as the case may be, depending on your current, streams of income. And then in module 5, how to create your stocks and shares investment account. In module 6, how to deposit money from your bank to your stocks and shares investment account. And then in module 7, how to place order and buy the shares of different companies. And then in module 8, oh my goodness, 99% guarantee strategies for identifying and buying highly profitable shares with 50% and above yearly growth yield. 50% profit and above. You see, I showed you my portfolio and that of my students. These guarantee strategies, you can begin to do it. You will know how I research for profitable shares, and then you'll be able to buy into them. Yes, it is very, very simple and straightforward. There are websites that I'm subscribed to. There are apps that I use. They give me real-time performance. For instance, the stock market opens by 10 o'clock. The moment it opens by 10 o'clock, and I will begin to see the shares that are doing well. Let's assume that a particular company share just gained 2%. I will be seeing it there live. When I refresh again and it has moved to 3%, I am seeing it there. That is a signal that this company's share price may increase by, say, 10% or 6 or 7 or 8 that day. So what do? I buy into it instantly, and then from that point of 3%, when it now moves to 4%, I have gained 1%. When it moves to 5, I have gained 2. When it eventually gets to 10, I have made 7% that day. These are strategies that I use, and I review them in this particular course. And of course, in module 9, I will also show you how to sell your shares and withdraw your money the moment you have made profit. And then in module 10, lastly, I showed my student, actually, of course, I'm going to show you in this course how to raise ~1 million, your first ~1 million if you are yet to become a millionaire. And of course, if you already have ~1 million in your account, how to scale it to 2, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 million, as the case may be, depending on your current level financially. I call it the ~1 million investment challenge. It is a challenge, and of course, I have a plan right now for my students. They are not aware right now. You are the first to know it. And the plan is that I'm going to give a time frame from today. My students who are able to hit ~1 million in their investment, of course, both profit and everything, within a period of time, I am going to prepare a prize for them. Yes, a very huge prize. Don't tell them I told you, because I just told you first. I have not told them in our community. All right, so of course, I'm going to show you a few other things now. There is a bonus section to this course. Powerful bonus session. All right, number 1 of that bonus session is financial management and investment books. They are books that are recommended. Yes, powerful books. One of them changed my life. I'm not going to tell you the title. The books are in this course, free to download. You download them for free. Powerful books. And then on investment. Then next, you have a free ticket to join my closed stocks and shares investors community. Our investors community, you have the opportunity to join. Of course, it's a WhatsApp group, and then we are moving to Telegram very soon because we are growing very large and very fast. Okay, yes, it's in that group that I recommend shares to buy. I don't care your level of expertise, even though you have bought this course for 1 year, and you can still come to me and say, sir, what do you think about this particular stock? I have analyzed it. What else do you think? I say, okay, I analyze it, and then I give you my feedback. If sometimes I even take the risk and tell you, hold on, I will buy the company stock. I can buy up to say 50,000 or 100,000 and hold it for the next 1 week. When I observe the performance practically, I will come back to you and say, hey, I bought it, go ahead and buy. That is what I do. So it's more or less like I go ahead in the battlefront, receive all the bullets for you so that you can come and enjoy the things that I would have, unveiled from my own analysis. And remember, I also promised you the recharge card printing and distribution business blueprint. Yes, it is here. You will receive it once you have this course. So you can start this business and use it to make money. Once you are making money, you'll be buying shares. You make money. So the thing I'm giving you right now is more than just the investment course. I'm also giving you a course that can help you start a side business if you don't already have one, so that you can be making money and then like that. And of course, there is a step-by-step video that I created is here, and then how to print recharge card, vouchers, and all of that. So see what my students are saying about the stocks and shares investment masterclass course. What are they saying about it? Let's take a look at some of them. Okay, this guy Sam the Beloved, he says, hello Lucky Johnson, I'm impressed with the value you dished out on your YouTube channel. Thank you so much. You see why I asked you to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. He says, I'm an active shareholder with MTN shares. He said, however, I want to diversify into other profitable shares. Owing to the fact that you are a patient and simple teacher, I would like to buy into your masterclass. This guy is already an investor, yet. So it doesn't matter whether you are new to investment in stocks and shares or you have been investing. I can tell you that this course is for you. This is somebody who is an investor already, still wanting to buy into the course, because we continue to learn every day. You can't know it all. All right. So this is another of my student. He says, how are you doing and how is home? He says, I've gone through the YouTube video and I have to say you did a great job. Thank you. He says investment in shares and stocks is something I had in mind right from school days. He said when I finished, I was prepared to go into it, but didn't quite know where or how to start. He says you actually helped to break it down, but I believe that's not enough to become confident to start. He said the mentorship is quite essential. So he made the payment and then he took the course. Right there, the same guy, when he took the course, he began to watch the course, and he says I was already at module 8 when my battery temperature made my phone shut down. He says seriously, the 25k itself is a heavy discount. He says I didn't actually regret paying blah blah blah, that's the amount, all of that. Yes, and here this guy says the same person, of course, a continuation. He says you are definitely not getting the actual gain you deserve for putting this together in terms of the price rate. He said, but I believe and pray that you are richly blessed by God to keep soaring. Thank you so much. So now, how much do you think this course is? Now, considering the value you will get and how it will help you make a lot of money from this course, it will be worth it if I decide to charge you 50,000 naira or 100,000 or even 150,000 naira. But I have to consider the state of the economic situation in our country today. For that reason, the course currently is hosted live on Seller, and it is going for 25,000 naira, like you saw that guy mention. 25,000 naira. But hold on. I like to show people who are fast action takers what I call unfair advantage. It is unfair, however, it is one way that I encourage people who are fast action takers. So I'm going to give this masterclass course to the first 10 people who will take it for a whopping discount sum of 9,900 naira today. 9,900 naira today. Only 10 people. If you are lucky to be among the 10, fine. If you are not lucky to be among the 10, I'm afraid you may have to pay the 25,000 naira, which is actually the original price. Okay, so not only that, because I understand that you need to have some money to enable you invest in stocks and shares, like I mentioned before, I'm going to give these first 10 people a business opportunity that they can use to make extra income, which is the recharge card printing business blueprint. All right. ABC step-by-step guide on how to start a recharge card printing and distribution business. Now, this particular course is a different course entirely. It is worth 25,000, but I'm going to be giving to you free of charge if you join these first 10 people to take this course today for 9,900 naira. Of course, this is the highlight of the course. And again, not only that, more bonuses. I will also give you my top 3 premium ebooks for free. My personal books that I wrote. My personal book, number 1, how to pay off debt faster with the 5 proven strategies that I revealed. And the book is going for 5,000 naira, but I'm giving it to you free. Number 2, why you should start your own business. How I quitted my job with the insurance company that I was working with before. And when I quitted my job, I moved properly to start my own business. And since then, God has been good to me. It is, see, the things I'm sharing with you here, it is not a book I read and I'm coming to tell you what I read. No, these are things that I have been doing. And I have seen results. And these are things that they are like my story. They are story. And then how you too can follow it. All right. And this book is worth 5,000 naira, but I'm giving it to you free. And then the third book is how to save your money effectively. In fact, practically, this course is going to turn your financial life around. I'm telling you. But I'm giving you all these premium books for free. So let's see the total value of the things you are getting, when you get this particular course. First of all, the Stocks and Shares Investment Masterclass course, which is worth 25,000. It is actually worth more than 25,000. But I didn't want to just stretch it so that people can look and say, oh, you only did it for the rich. They said it is a drum that is already filled that people keep pouring water into. No, I don't want to subscribe to that philosophy. I had to make this course, I put it in an average range where even if your salary at the end of the month is 20,000, at least you can buy the course 9,900 discount price. So next, the recharge card printing business worth 25,000, and then the 3 ebooks 5,000 naira each. So the total value, in terms of the amount that I place here, is 65,000 naira. It is worth more than that, but I just pegged it as 65,000 naira. But I am giving you this massive value packed course for 9,900 naira only today. You see everything you are going to get. You can't get this anywhere else. And of course, by the grace of God, this course, there are things I don't want to really share. Actually, there are over 170 people who have taken this course. I'm telling you. But I cannot start showing you my dashboard. But let me just show you a few of them. So this is the receipt for the course actually. You can count. And of course, I don't want to take your time. All right. You can look at them. This is Wando Emmanuel. This is Odweni Aroture Blessing. Of course, this is Omo Efebazono. This is Favor Joseph. This is Organetica Brave. This is Okbeyemi. This is Obina Blessed. This is Franca. This is Lawa. This is Uzoma Omeji. In fact, I had to hold it down there so that I don't take all of the time, okay? So that we can attend to other things. So this guy said, just completed the course. I'm really grateful for this exposure and guide. He says, I'm opening my account now and we start investing tomorrow by God's grace. He said, I also love the dimensions of money concept you explained. 3 points of concentration is truly the right way to view money and for, and optimize use and all of that. And then this guy says, the money I deposited in my investment wallet has been hanging since last week. He said, but landed yesterday. Thank God. He says, so I will be starting off my investment today before 2 p.m. Amazing. So, once again, this is the total value you'll be receiving from this course. Instead of paying 65,000 naira for everything, you are only paying 9,900 naira today. So I'm giving you a discount of 55,100. I'm dashing you 55,100. However, that is when you take action and join the first 10 people. The first 10. So how do you join those first 10 people? To take your slot among the first 10 people today, send me a message now on WhatsApp with the code SASIM, SASIM. So this is my WhatsApp number. Send SASIM to this number right here, 070-8860-6650. Send the message now to me on WhatsApp. And of course, the moment I get the 10 people, once the 10 people is complete, the 11th person will pay 25,000 naira. It is as simple as that. Why? Remember, I called it an unfair advantage. I cannot treat everybody, those who decide to be sluggish, who decide to be doubting Thomases and all of that, the same way. No. When it comes to investment or wealth creation, success loves speed, and that is very important. Send SASIM to this number on WhatsApp. Of course, if you are already in our WhatsApp group, just come to my DM straight, send SASIM, and then you get a slot among the 10 people. So what is your plan for this year? Oh, probably you want to get married like some of these beautiful and handsome people right here on my screen. Or maybe you're already married and you have a son like myself. Handsome young boy. Do you want to just leave the destiny of your child to chance? Whether you are a father or a mother, I mean, whether you are unmarried, you will be married someday, except you don't want to marry. And then you have a child someday. So what do? Prepare a future for them. When you invest in the next 1 year, you begin to see results. Let me share a little secret with you. When we gave birth to our son, on the day of the naming ceremony, people began to deposit, They began to contribute money. Oh, I name this child this name. I give this child this name, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000. Do you know what we did? Myself and my wife, we gathered the whole money and we used it to buy shares in my son's name. Yes, so as small as that boy right now, he's just less than 2 years old. He has shares already. And our plan is that by the time he's 15 to 18, we can open it up for him to gain access. This is how rich people think. This is how wealthy people behave. But poor people will not have any plan for their family. They just keep believing that one day it will be better. No, it doesn't work. Nothing moves until you move. You have to move for something to actually move. So this is a statement from Les Brown. It says, if you want to be rich, watch what rich people do every day and do it. And watch what poor people do and don't do it. It's as simple as that. Rich people are investors. Yes, and being rich there does not mean just having all the money in the world, but they are rich in their mindset, and many of them already have the results. So are you a wealthy person in your mindset or otherwise? You have to distinguish between the two, by whether you will take action or not. And of course, this is Tunde Onakoya. Remember the guy that won the chess, is it 52 hours or 56 hours marathon, the Guinness World Record. Yes. And this is what the guy has to say. He said, don't choose comfort at the age of labor, so you won't labor at the age of comfort. He said, know your phase and follow the process. He said, you are stronger than you can ever imagine. Yes. See, I expect that the people that will come to my DM will be young people, because I noticed that over the years, people who have been investing in stocks and shares, they are elderly people. So how is it that the young people have not been able to gain this wisdom and then leverage it? I'm a young man. Imagine the next 20 years, how much I will have in my investment portfolio. I mean, maybe there's somebody out there, a young man, maybe a teenager, a youth, you just got married, or you are still in secondary school, or even in the tertiary institution. You can jump on this course right now and start your journey. So this is the end of the training. Thank you, my millionaire friend, for staying with me to the end of this masterclass. So come straight to my DM right now. If 10 other people come in first before you, I'm sorry, there's no amount of pleading you would plead that I would accept. All right. So I believe you've gained value so far. Come straight to my DM right now. Don't waste a second. All right. See you in my DM.